Goeiemôre almal. Baie welkom en dankie dat julle saam kyk. Good morning everybody, welcome and thanks for watching. This is the final episode in this specific series as we're closing down the behind the scenes coverage of the song as it reaches its end. Today we're going to be doing the mix on the entire song. I'm going to be showing you guys parts of it. Obviously I won't show you everything, it'll take forever. I will be fast forwarding through some things, skipping some things, and making sure that the video is interesting enough for you to watch it, but detailed enough that you get some value from that. After Michelle completed her vocals last week, I obviously came into the system and did some pitch correction as well. She did a great job, but as always on vocals, we do use pitch correction to make sure everything is pristine. Beside that, I also had a quick little bit of a look at some of the guitar work on the instrumental part, where I felt there were some timing issues. I've corrected them as well. At this point, I'm going to continue mixing. I will take you through the process and share as much of it as I am able with you all, and I trust you will enjoy this. Before we continue on to the video, as always, a shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thanks so much to all my patrons who make these videos possible. If you are not a Patreon supporter yet, if you're not a patron of the arts supporting my music yet, do pop over to patreon.com/Riaan Eloff. Have a look around. It would be amazing to see several more folks supporting me there. Also, if you want to get in on some of the perks, there are some great perks. Have a look at them. With all of that behind us, right now on to the rest of the video. I'm taking you to my screen displays. Here we are in the initial main screen of Walk Humbly. Now, just a reminder to everyone, this song I think is actually called Live Justly. I may go and change the whole YouTube series names later, I'm not sure. But whichever way. So the song here is titled Walk Humbly, as you can see. But I think its actual registered name is Live Justly. Whichever way, it doesn't matter. Here we are in it. So here you can see the alto tracks as I recorded them for Michelle. As I mentioned in the intro, I went into Melodyne and corrected them all. So I'm going to change to the view where they are all corrected. Here is the screen I was referring to, where I've done all the edits on the alto. I've also cut and cleaned up the whole system so that we only have the relevant tracks showing and running. So I'm going to start. Some basic things that you normally would do on any mix is to set up the channel EQs. As you can see, there are EQs on some of them that I was playing around with prior to actually completing this process. And then there are a couple of basic things that you would do. You'll always have a compressor or a de-esser or both. In the case where you record with compressor, like I was trying to do with my voice and Michelle's voice, you would not necessarily have a compressor later. But as you may recall from the setup, we weren't able to get it running. There is a problem with my compressor and it needed to go in for repairs. So we'll be using compressor on the vocals at least. De-essing is to take out the sharpness of the S's so that they're still clear but not so sharp and so punchy in your face. And then obviously some EQ on each channel. We're going to start adding some reverbs and things like that. For the moment, I just want to pop back to here because I think I was sure I had done this already. Typically what I would do is I'd start getting the drums ready, messing around with them. So I'm going to initially shut off everything. Just mute the whole lot. All of them will permanently muted. And then I'm going to start with the drums. I'm going to start out with the drums. Let me just start over here. The kick drum. So the kick drum runs over here. Let me set up a loop. So I'm going to set up this loop here. This is the part where the drums are really seriously playing all the time. I'm going to just play that loop part. I don't know how much you guys can hear. You're probably hearing through the mic of the Mac, but yeah, you should be able to hear some stuff. So since Logic is quite new to me, I'm still learning to set it all up and work with it. I'm letting this show me everything there is to be shown. Okay, so here is the mixer setup. These are all muted, so let's start over here. Now, the reason I selected these was I want to mute So I'm working on the kick drum, obviously. So I'm using a low end kick. I'm going to just mess around with it a little bit. I like the low end kick. Now this is something very nice about Logic. It has some basic setups already. Now that's not the perfect way to work. I mean, normally I would mess around with a kick sound till I find something that works for me. But they have some basic setups already, and it's handy to use that as a starting point. Now I like this modern kick sound, but I want that. What you're seeing here, I like that. I miss that in the kick a little bit. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this kick sound. Let's go to the snare. I like the natural one the most. In this case, because we're using brushes, obviously. Let's see if I can get a bit more. Low cut to about 100. Just punch this up a bit. No, it's not what I'm. Narrow it a bit. Obviously it's going to be a bit punchy at 1K, but you don't want it too much there. That's where vocals lie. I like this a bit. I like this. What am I at? 1.4. So I'm removing the tone here. Okay, I'm going to go with that for now. Now obviously you have things like the reverb that's going to play a role and so forth, so I'm not going to hash with it immediately. I may be still adding reverbs and stuff. I've already put standard EQs on these. As you can see, the tom EQ high for this one, cymbal EQ for whichever one this is, probably one of these. I think the only thing that I'd like to do with the cymbals is do a cut in the loading. So, where are you? But I do that from about over here. Let's do a cut in the low end of the cymbals. I normally do that with the cymbals just to make sure they're nicely cleared out. Go to somewhere where we've got a lot of energy going. Yeah, it's fine. I like that. It's probably not the best drum mix you've ever heard in your life, but just for messing around a little bit, I think I'm getting there. Next up is the lead vocals. Before your God. And walk humbly before your God. Live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly before your God. Live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly before your God. Live justly. Okay, I'm going to say that's fine for now. I'm going to add bus 3 here, which will be vocal reverb. So I'm going to just find a nice vocal reverb. I'm going to mess around with this a bit. Justly, love. Live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly before your God. Live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly before your God. Live justly, love mercy, and walk humbly before your God. So I'm going to mess around with that high part a little bit. Hear what it does. I think that's what I want. That's what I want. I'm okay for now with the way the vocals are sitting and the keys and things are coming in. I'll fine tune them again, but for now I'm going to go with what we've got. Let's have a look at the harmonies, the backing vocals. So I'm going to start bringing the backing vocals. What I want to do is obviously compressor on all of them, de-esser on all of them, some channel EQ obviously, and then I'm going to send them all to a single reverb. So what I'm going to do is the following. Take all of them, add a compressor, and add a de-esser, channel EQ, and then I'm going to send all of them to bus, like bus 3. See in a moment. The reason I can bring all these buses up to about 0, the ones that are going to the effects units out here, is because they're all post fader and post pan. So whenever I adjust here, they obviously adjust to there, and that's great. That's what you're sort of looking for. There is something else that I haven't done yet that I will look at, and that is on the lead vocal. I'm going to be doing some automation, obviously. For instance, on the piano, probably here over the instrumental. I may lift it a little bit and then dip it quite a bit because I'm going for it quite crazily over here. Lead vocal, this part where I'm sort of like a little bit screaming over there. I'm going to try and do something to that. I think it might be too much. It's going to be more in the background, and I want to add a lot of delay onto that. So I have to solo one by one so that I can just work a little bit on the compression, all those type of things. Let me go to this one. I want to start it from the start, just start adding stuff slowly and gently as I can. save it like this. This is as far as I'm going to go for now. I'm going to stop for a moment, just get out and take a breath. So that brings us to the end of this video. But not just that, also it brings us to the end of the series. As you may have seen, I did not show you every little detail in depth, as that would have taken hours on end. If you would like to know more about mixing, or see me do more of this, you're welcome. Please comment below, let me know. I would love to do more videos, but specifically ones that address things that interest you. I trust this gives you guys a good insight into the process that I follow when I prepare a song from scratch. As we saw at the beginning of this series, we started from the click track, right through pilots, all the basic things, right down to the final mix. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. It's amazing to see you all watching them, enjoying them. There are likes on them, there are shares. This is great. I've seen my subscriber count rise as I've done these videos, which is amazing. It's so great to do something that you guys enjoy. If you'd like to hear this final mix fully, the way it turned out, pop over to my Patreon channel right now, patreon.com/Riaan Eloff. If you become a patron, you will have immediate access to this mix. I'm not going to load it onto YouTube yet. It will come to YouTube, as I wish to acknowledge the journey that you guys took with me through this whole process. But because of my commitment to my patrons and the support they give me, I'm granting them the obvious first access. It's also free when they download it. There's no additional fees for them. If you would like to hear what the song sounds like right now, pop over to my Patreon channel, become a supporter, and download the song. Of course, there are a ton of other perks as well, which you may want to access. You're welcome to them. That is precisely what Patreon is about. Guys, this was a great journey. It was an immense experience. Thank you for taking this journey along with me. I trust you guys learned to stack up stuff. I trust you enjoyed the behind the scenes looks, seeing what I do, how we do it, seeing the process taking place to the final song. Thanks again to you guys for taking this journey along with me. Remember to like this video, share with a bunch of folks, subscribe. That'll be great. If you subscribe, you will be notified every time I upload a new video. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Cheers, everybody.